Hello everyone, welcome. I'm excited to try out my new pop filter I got today. Hopefully this will help fix some of my audio, because I know that my audio has not been the best, and half the battle when it comes to streaming is making sure that your audio sounds good. But we'll try this out, see how it goes. My voice is a little rough. It is what it is. Per usual, it is the beginning of a new month, and I forgot about these. Unless I am actively reminded about this, I will a lot of times forget that this has happened. So there we go. Got new those, which should bring me to 30 pulls. I still don't think that'll be enough, but we are gambling for the gambler, so hopefully he'll take pity on me and come home a bit early. But we'll start off with a standard pull, because maybe this will help us out, you know? We're at, with another 10 pull, we'll be at 30 pity, so this is 20 to 30, and see what we get. Okay, nothing too exciting. Ooh, let's not drop that. But I would love a Gallagher. Gallagher is currently the only 4-star I do not have. Hi, Hook. Darn, wrong fire character. Because on the event, the drinking event, the one where you work at the bar, you get to pick a 4-star. And as you all know, I was just missing Shrey and Gallagher, because I missed him on the last banner. And I got Shrey because I haven't had her for the longest time, so we did not get Gallagher. So Gallagher is now the only 4-star I do not have. Also, I saw some leaks for the new light cones. Are you telling me that potentially Sunday might be a 4-star character? Absolutely rocked if they make Sunday a 4-star character, let me tell you. And then on weapon banner, we're only at 14%, no guarantee. 14%? 14 pull pity? And so we're praying that the gambler blesses us. So this will be 24. That the gotcha gods take pity on us because we're streaming and get some of that streamer luck, you know? If not, I'd like more of Sunday's light cone, because I think I have Serval's fully maxed out. And I think I have the other one fully maxed out as well. Okay, so that puts us at 24. Yeah. Well, I don't have this one maxed out, but I have no one on it. Well, then, if I don't get Adventurine's Light Cone, I'll probably keep this one on Adventurine. So this will put us at 34. Ah, no rainbow. He made us wait till the end on the other banner too, though. Unlike actually getting him, even though I had a guarantee. Ooh, good. Another Sunday. Alright, so this is our last 10 pull. 44, please. Early, please. Ah. So sad. Oh, another Sunday for my troubles, though. Alright, so the question then becomes... We could get 4 here. That would put us at 7. Kind of tempted, not gonna lie. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm also gonna show you. I have some stellar jade because I have been grinding while I've been away. Well, not like. Ooh, that is so loud. Why is that so loud? Nope, all of those should not be making it that loud. Alright, so we have a few achievements. Complete all of Hanu Adventure Part 1 collection. So I've been doing the little where you get morphed into Hanu and do his little puzzle game. The rocket teleportation in Hanu's adventure lasts for more than 4 seconds. Escape velocity reached. Got a few here. Into the rabbit hole. Listen to the mysterious whispers of various objects in the dreamscape. So this is part of what I've been doing. So I've been trying to 100% the maps, get the hound statue, get all the origami birds, get all the treasures, XYZ. And so I listen to everything because some of them give you like gears, those sad, angry, happy gears, calm gears, right? And one of them, when you know those little like clock guys that are malfunctioning, that are just out and about and you do the little like 3D puzzle and that fixes them, and they give you these eerie blocks. I found a clock that you give the eerie blocks to, and you give him like 15 of them, though he does state that there might be another administrator, because he's clock administrator, that you might give the rest of your blocks to. And when you give him the blocks, it builds like this little child toy box thing. And when you click on it, it says that you need to take off your mask, essentially, and stop pretending to be who you aren't. So really curious if maybe Kalis, as we know them, like the Trailblazer, is not actually the entity that they are presenting themselves as. Like, I don't know how to explain this better. Like, you know how Sparkle will like put on her mask and shape change into other people? Welcome. Will like shape change into other people. What I was thinking is like maybe the Trailblazer is doing something similar in that like the lack of memories and the personality they have. Well, don't worry, just record record your YouTube video. I'll still be here. I'll probably play for like 2 hours, so I'll probably still be here once you're done. Maybe. And so I'm losing my thought. But yeah, so that they might be like, see you then. I hope your YouTube video goes well. That maybe they have like almost a false personality, that they are just pretending to be the Trailblazer, and their lack of memories is actually assisting in being that way, kind of thing. Because I was wondering, because way back when everybody was like, oh, maybe the Trailblazer is associated with the destruction god Eon or whatever, because of the fact that the Eon is like the first one to notice him, and he very rapidly. Oh yeah, no, I feel, yeah, March 7th is also suspicious. Uh there's a lot of like people without memories on the trail, on like the Astral Express, surprisingly. Because everybody has like a weird kind of background in that sense, because Don Hung has like, he's forgotten his past lives as the Imbibitor Lunae with just like a few flashes. So he is who he is, but he's also the Imbibitor Lunae. And then March 7th was like, she used her own powers to freeze herself so she could float in space, most likely, or it was in self-defense. And she doesn't have any memories of her life, and so that could be something as well. And then Kalis is the Trailblazer, but is the same thing. Like there's a surprisingly large amount of people on the Astral Express that just do not have their memories, and that can affect their lives tremendously. But what I was gonna pull out was the fact that I really, especially because we're getting into the avatars of the eons, the emanators, that's what they're called, right? The emanators with Acheron. There we go. I was like, I remember her name. I remember her name. I swear I do. But Acheron being the emanator of, I think, nihility is what we've confirmed, right? That I wonder if Kalis, or who Kalis was before they lost their memories, is actually the emanator of destruction, the Eon of Destruction. And so that's why, because, like, they make out all of the different avatars of destruction, like Fantelia, as, like, these super powerful enemies. Yeah, I feel, well, I mean, in his, like, quest for Don Hung, with the Imbibitor Lune, he, like, has flashbacks to where he remembers parts of it. Um, but I don't know if he remembers all of it. But also the fact is, I think you can like make him choose whether he confronts it or if he ignores his past in his the Imbibitor Lune story quest. I chose to make him ignore it because I'm like he's not, to me at least, Don Hung is not Imbibitor Lune. And so I made Don Hung choose where he's like, that's my past, it has nothing to do with me. I'm going to live my own life as Don Hung, and you all just need to accept that the Imbibitor Lune is gone, kind of thing. But I think you can change that depending on, like, what choices you made in that quest. Oh, yes. No, Locha is definitely giving me, like, emanator of potentially the Eon of. Oh, what is the health Eons called? Literally the. I can never remember any of the Eons' names. Um, Abundance, thank you. Yeah, but the Eon of Abundance would make sense for Locha. Plus, they keep like stating he's going to be super important to the main quest. And he also, when he was chatting with the council at the La Fu, they were like, "Oh, they were like stating that not everyone who's on the path of abundance likes it, and that the abundance Eon is kind of like almost a trickster god of sorts, in the fact that, like, yeah, you'll get healed, or yeah, you might be immortal, but you like will hate it. Like, immortality is not the blessing that you think, which is the whole point of the Lafu. I don't think they've stated whether Jingyuan or Herta is an emanator of erudition. Um, I don't know if they've even implied it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were, considering how powerful either one is. I think the only confirmed emanator we have so far is Acheron. But considering that when Acheron and Adventurine were talking, they're like, oh, the background of the Stellaron, meaning, I'm assuming, the Trailblazer. Um, that's true, yeah. Like, we think she's Nihility, but they have not. I thought they confirmed it maybe when she was talking to Adventurine, but I might be remembering wrong. Um, but Nihility or Destruction, yeah. I think it would be cool though if Kalis was or the Trailblazer ended up being the Emanator of Destruction, because I think that would link a lot of stuff. Because way back at the beginning, when Kafka was infiltrating the Herta space station so that she could get the Stellaron to then put in the artifact that is the Trailblazer, she stated that the what is it called? That the Destiny's Fool, or Destiny's Puppet, or whatever they call him, is that Kalis will be the end. And they and then Adventurine, who seems to know something about Kalis's past, or the Trailblazer's past, kept talking about like the Stellaron being set off, right? He's like, oh, even in that little bit where he was pretending to be evil so that we would fight him, or like more evil, he was like, oh, I'll set off the Stellaron and like blow up this entire dream. But I was curious if maybe he's heard something about like, oh, that might end up having to do something with Kalis's past. Like he was kind of probing to see if Kalis remembered anything. Oh my gosh, the Masked Fools. I am so curious about their lore. Whenever you're doing the I can never remember the name of anything. The oh God, what is it called? I'm just gonna have to pull it up because otherwise I don't remember. Simulated universe, but for the bugs, not Golden Gear, the other one. Swarm Disaster. Okay, in Swarm Disaster, eventually we'll get there. I swear I've played this game. But in Swarm Disaster, in a lot of the lore, they talk about the tavern that the Masked Fools are at, and then like in one of the, not this one, in one of the like Trailblazer secrets, they talk about a person who ends up becoming like gets sent to the tavern, right? And so I think it's in this one actually. I force myself to do one set of Swarm Disaster every single week because I hate it too. It takes so long. But I wanted to get all the secrets, and so I just kept forcing myself to play it. I am stuck though. Like I cannot get past this last bit because this last bit requires you to do the last difficulty. 3 times using 3 different paths. My characters are not strong enough to get through this, so I kind of got stuck there. And I haven't really unlocked any new secrets since then, so I think I have to get through the last difficulty to be able to get those. Or they only come out during that. I haven't really done much Golden Gear. I've done some of it. Which I feel like Golden Gear talks more about like the IPC. Double sustain and 1 support DPS. Okay. 1 support and DPS. I'll probably need to... I haven't really been going in very hard on the relics, and I know that the relics help a lot because I've just been focusing on getting everybody leveled up.
Life is as ephemeral as dew on a leaf.
But yeah. Who do I have? So the only people I've really built is my main team, which is these 4, and I usually keep Kalis in the path of destruction. But when it comes to relics, at least, everybody else I haven't really put relics on because, like I said, I'm mostly focusing on just leveling them up and getting their traces leveled up. Currently I'm working on adventuring, but because I was trying to get all my 4 stars leveled up too. Oh, speaking of which.
Hook's ready to find the next treasure.
But we can go through them real quick. But Jing Yuan, of course, I have Gepard, and I have him at E1. Locha, the Trailblazer, Bailu, just got adventuring. I'm trying to get his light cone, but we'll see how long that takes. Kafka, Welt. I do have Tingyun. Do I have her? Yeah, I just got her traces mostly done. I haven't gotten the ones that required this guy yet because I was trying to finish adventuring first, and then I know that we're getting a new path Trailblazer soon, so I wanted to also max out the new path before I started using the Paths of Destiny on the 4 stars. Yes, I'm excited to see what Harmony Trailblazer, how they act. I've been using Argenti a lot, surprisingly. I didn't think he would be as good in battle as he is, but he's actually a lot of, like, very useful.
I shall uphold the principles of knighthood, to champion beauty and courage.
He's a lot. I have not finished his little, like, story quest, the thing. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't think I've seen all of it. I've just seen the pact that I think he stole, you know, in Adventuring's, like, send-off to where he goes behind the veil. He, like, drops his he, like, sends his hat fluttering off into the void. I feel like we stole his hat. Like, that's where our hat came from. Triple battery team, oof. Yeah, but you can see I have no relic. Well, I have like basic relics on everybody else. Or no relics. One of the two. And then I just got straight E the other day. It's too much battery. Okay, where was I? Anyway, so as I stated, I think what would be cool is if we are like Kalis is the emanator of destruction, because Destiny's Full stated that we are going to be the end of the storyline, so it'd be interesting in that way. Unfortunately, I do not have Hua Hua. I think I skipped her so that I could get... Who did I skipped her for someone. I can't remember who it was at this point, but I know she's coming again soon in a new in her first rerun though. Now that I've gone off on a tangent for like 20 minutes. Anyway, there's a whisper that states that we are hiding behind a fake mask and then we like glitched out and returned to our body. In 2.2, it really depends. I know it's the new ones are Robin and Boot Hill, I believe. And then the reruns, who is the reruns? Okay. Interesting. Do they say who's... They do not have the new ones. Rerun of Topaz. Oh, and Fushuen. That's right. Okay. Literally, I'm kind of tempted to pull for Topaz purely because of Numby. Because I spent, honest to God, so I've been working, for people who have been watching me play, know that I've been working on, like, clearing out the levels, to 100%. Last night, I quite literally spent 2.5 hours, maybe even 3 hours, 100%ing this map. And, like, it took me so long. And I was like, I might pull for Topaz just purely so that I can have Numby, so that I can get through maps a little faster. Because I still need to go through these two. But yeah, so I originally skipped her, but I might have to pull her just for that. I really wish I could have had Acheron, because her E, being able to just kill enemies that are out in the field without having to fight them. Oh, I'm so jealous. That would have made... Between her and Topaz, would have made map completion so much easier. Great help with Jing Yuan. Ugh. But yeah, no, I mean... See, there's a lot of good, like, assistant characters that are coming out. Just purely on design, I would probably want to pull for Boot Hill, but I've heard Boot Hill's voice, right? And as someone who is from, like, the southern part of the US, I don't have much of a accent, but I hear accent all day, right? And like his accent is so funny to me. It just makes me laugh, and I'm like, I don't know if I could have him on my team if I have to listen to him talk. But Boottail purely on design would be maybe someone I would pull for, but Topaz and Robin for like metagame would probably be who I'm interested in for the next pull. If not, I would maybe just wait for Sunday to be released, because I would love to pull for Sunday and get his 5-star. Pull for Topaz and Robin. Okay. But yeah, like... But I saw, like, literally this morning that someone leaked that Sunday is most likely gonna... As, like, Sunday's light cone was a 4-star light cone. And I was like, Sunday cannot be a 4-star character. That's, like, so awful if Sunday ends up being a 4-star. It's like, this is unfair. But yeah, so the whispers happen, and then there's another whisper when you're... That's true. That they have like they have like a 4-star version of their light cone and a 5-star for them in case you didn't get their 5-star. So that makes sense. Like, what really annoys me though is I like have light cones that I'm like, oh, this should go on adventuring, because adventuring is the main focus. Is like the main focus in this, and yet you can kind of see Dr. Ratio, but like adventuring can't have that light cone. I like pairing light cones with people that are on them. So like March's light cone for March, or Tingyuan for Tingyun, I mean, on hers, or Cheng Shui, like that kind of thing. But yeah, they have started putting... I think Gwenaifen is the one that irritates me the most about this. Where is she? She has like a ton of light cones that she's on. Like she's the main focus on, but not a single one of them she can equip. So you have this one, which I think is actually for Hua Hua, which makes sense because it has the fox spirit on it. And then you have this one that she can't equip, and then I think there's like one more too that has Gwenaifen on it, but she cannot equip it, and it irritates me to all bejesus. But yeah, you have like this one, which is a 4-star Bailu, and then you have Bailu's actual 5-star light cone. So hopefully there's still hope for 5-star Sunday, because Sunday is so priest coded, and I must have him. He is delightful. Probably going to see his entire personality warp when we do his boss fight, but excited. I haven't seen any spoilers for it, so don't spoil me if you've seen spoilers for it. I just completed like where we currently are in the main storyline. And it leaves it up to chance whether Gallagher was killed by the Mementic monster or whether it was Sunday killed by the Mementic monster. And I'm just curious which one it would be. I feel like story-wise it would make more sense for Sunday to be killed. Ooh. For the most part, I have not invested that heavily. There are two things that I buy when it comes to Honkai. It is the, Doodly Bop. I get the... Where is it? I get this once a month, because it's only like $5. And then if I max out the... That is amazing if you have almost every 5-star, but you're still free to play. I'm like basic stuff. I do the monthly pass, and then I do this thing. Once I have it fully maxed out up here, I'll get it down here because it's the only time it makes sense. So if you're full free to play, but you have almost every 5-star, that is so impressive. Your luck must be insane. Alright, I'm getting so distracted. Anyway, so the doodly bop. The whispers, I swear I'm gonna finish this thought. The whispers potentially might hint to the fact that Kalis is not who Kalis thinks they are. And then also there is another one where it hints at the prison and the original gang that were breaking the prisoners out. So that's where I got this one, Into the Rabbit Hole. We've challenged quite a few lordly trash cans. Most of them I have to fight. I never get, like, their question correct. And then these had to do with the Dream Jolt Holstery event, so give your special mix, which was really annoying because I wanted a pretty mix, but I also wanted it to, like, associate with like Kalis, so it was really hard because I ended up just being like, fine, I'm just gonna make it pretty and we'll just deal with that. Help out the monsters, serve the correct drinks, complete all recipe deductions. And then I think it was literally yesterday. Oh my gosh, I'm so interested in her backsplash art, because her backsplash art is very heavily implying, like, the Garden of Eden, with the serpent, but the way the serpent is pointed is either implying that she's the serpent of knowledge, or that she is Eve, or Lilith, potentially, that's being given the apple of wisdom. But I'm curious because of the way that she was talking after adventuring goes beyond the veil, and it says that she's going to harvest the fruit, that the goal all along was for adventuring to die, quote unquote, so that she could then use it against the family as, like, bargaining power to get control of the prison again. And so, yeah, they make all the characters, like, really in-depth and, like, entertaining. But yesterday I got to a full year playing this game, so that's fun. So finally got through all those achievements that I've been talking about stuff the entire time. Doodly bop. I'm getting distracted. Okay, so later this week is when they are going to introduce more of the main plot line, but they don't have it today. On his light cone, I really want it, but I feel like it's gonna be like our boy Dr. Ratio. I pulled so much on Dr. Ratio's light cone, and it never came. I lost the 50-50, and then it never happened, so I'm like, fine, I'll put this one on you. Currently, Adventuring has this one, but I would love for him to have his light cone, because when I do pull for a 5-star, I try to, like, since I don't pull for every 5-star, I try to pamper them by giving them their light cone and themselves, of course. But it is just... Ooh, wrong thing. It is not happening with Adventuring. Oh my gosh, that is such impressive luck. Lost 2 50-50s. I think you can now look, right? There's, like, they've introduced a new thing that lets you, like, see how many, your history on, like, which ones you've won and which ones you've lost. I think I've only lost, when it comes to, like, the characters themselves, I feel like I've lost, like, 3 to 4 of them. Because I know on Jingyuan's second rerun, I already had him. But on his second rerun, I lost the 50-50, which is why I got Adventuring. 2 copies. Nice. The only time in this game that I've gotten 2 on a 10 pull banner was Imbibitor Lunae, but it wasn't on him for his Eidolons, it was on his light cone. So his light cone is like the only limited 5-star that I have superimposed. But Locha is such a good character to like have Eidolons in because he's still like the best healer in the game right now, as from what I'm aware of. So what we're going to do is we're going, as you can see, I have so many clockwork events. We're going to do a little bit of cleaning up today and try and get some of these like basic missions done before the next quest so that I don't have all of this in my inventory, you know? Okay. Fantastic. Just what I'd expect from the nameless Kalis. Someone highly recommended by the conductor. And with that, you have gloriously completed the mission of a nameless. I would like to take this opportunity to both congratulate and thank you. Every effort you have put into during this time, no matter how big or how small, will become a source of strength for all the nameless who are about to start their journeys. Even in the distant future, new nameless who begin their adventure will be recipients of your blessing. If I am always joking around with you, how would you know that your accomplishments accomplished something incredible? I will now give you my final request. Wait, before I do that, don't you want to ask who sent the package to the Express? Didn't you send it? Of course not. I'm very limited in what I can do. The package was sent by a nameless, and that nameless received it from another one from long before. Countless generations of nameless have passed this package down, and now it has reached you. This is a legacy that belongs to the nameless, so you probably know what my request is, right? Pass it along? Absolutely, you picked up on that right away. My objective is to send the latest regards to more nameless from the distant cosmic past. Now, you are a veteran nameless. Spread the luck of this departure. I knew you'd make it the same choice as all the greatest nameless throughout history. No matter where you go, maybe you'll remain on the Express, maybe you'll get off, I don't know. But what I am sure of is this: the people who join this journey later will certainly think of you. When they encounter chilling winds, they will remember your warmth. When they endure brutal heat, they'll think of your cool breeze. Yeah, that's why my relics are actually pathetic right now, is because I'm just leveling up characters, light cones, and then their traces, and it's why I'm also been so slow at it. And then I'm like, once all the characters are done, then I can start relic farming, because that'll take all of my trailblazing power, so. And then I can switch them out a bit more frequently when I'm doing events, because I can be like, oh, I need this, that, or the other for this monster when I'm doing like the weekly events. When they encounter trouble, they will think of all the incredible trailblazing experiences from before. And don't forget that includes yours. And so the Cosmodacy was sent out, delivered to the future nameless. I send you the latest greetings from the distant cosmic past. Why is the package still here? After I poured so much emotion and value into it, the package still didn't end up getting sent out? No wait, this doesn't look like the Cosmodacy. You open the package and see Mag's message. You seem to be having a blast, and I was kind of worried that you couldn't get enough of it, so I left you a Cosmodacy that doesn't have prizes. Keep playing on if you like. Mag the Nameless. Oh, so you can keep playing, like, the Monopoly game if you want to. Nifty. Okay, as you can see, I have so many clockwork things to do, so we will start working on those. The bartending one?
Games of chess will
I did that one off stream. I started it on stream. If you intend to get the limited time rewards, which I would suggest you doing, you kind of need to do them today. There's only 16 more hours left. And it does give you a character selection of 1 free 4-star. which I got straight E because I didn't have her. It's not anything like... So you know how, like, a lot of these actually progress the storyline in some ways? The bartending one definitely did not. The bartending one, did not do that, so you can, do you care if I give you spoilers about it, since you haven't done it? Okay. So the bartending one is literally just the backstories of these monsters and like how they attended the bar. There's not really any like major storyline add-ons. So you can pretty much if you don't really care too much about their story, you can pretty much like skip through it really fast. But yeah, so definitely, at least to get some of this Stellar Jade, I would finish it because it will disappear once it times out, so. And then, how are we doing on Clockie? We're getting there. Okay, so what are we doing? Go to Clockie Plaza and help W find Ran. So we need to find Ran, who's right here. Hello, is there anything I can help you with? Whatever worries you might have, you can tell me all about it. I'll listen to your thoughts and wishes and provide as much help as I possibly can. Someone called Mullich is looking for you. Hang on, who? Who did you say was looking for me? When the woman heard this name, her pupils suddenly shrank and the blood drained from her face as she lost all previous sense of grace and bearing. Are you in cahoots with that guy? Stay away, or I'll call for someone. You ought to know that if anything kind of thing ever happens again, the family won't just sit idly by and watch. What happened? Don't play dumb, as if you don't know what I'm talking about. Hang on, do you really not know? Miss Rand scanned your every expression again and again before letting out a sigh of relief after what seemed like an age and what seemed like a heavy burden to bear. You freaked me out. I thought he'd rope in yet another accomplice. Things were already getting scary enough. So can you please tell me what exactly it is you're doing here? You spill the beans about Mullich and W and tell Rand the whole story. She's very important to me. I'm afraid what he meant to say was taking vengeance against her is very important to me. Listen to me. That guy may sound friendly and harmless, but he's actually an extremist bigot. And as for that W, I've never really met him, but in a nutshell, for your own safety, please don't have any contact with him again. What about you then? Me? I'm doing what I can. I applied to be put under protection before with the family, so at least I've had a few days of relative calmness. The family is always very considerate when handling this kind of thing, but unfortunately this time, no wonder that guy went in and hid in the rivery. He's afraid of getting busted by the Bloodhound family. Please, you absolutely have to keep this under wraps. I don't want to ever have anything to do with that guy again. I have to take my own precautions here and apply for another round of personal dreamscape protection. Go to Eden Park, give W your answer. Woo.
My dream.
W.
First time playing pool on a round table.
Yo, finally made it back. What's up? Any news? So do we believe her or do we believe him? I'm honestly willing to think that it's, this is one of those, like, minor, your choice will change the outcome and, like, which, achievement you get. It's either one of two things. Either A, he is terrible and she is running from him for protection purposes, or B, maybe she potentially scammed him and he's trying to catch up with her for that reason, but why would he cover it up as like, oh, I like her kind of thing? So, I don't know, I'm on her side, at least for this one. Maybe the wrong choice, but couldn't find her. W eyes comb back and forth across your face, scouting it for signs of deception. Tilting his head, he laughs. Is that so? What a pity. But not to worry, because we're going to find her soon. Speaking of which, Dreamscape Motivator, what a miraculous job. I bet this line of work is only going to be available in Pinnaconny, huh? I heard that the family hired a whole bunch of Dreamscape Motivators. Kind-hearted, meticulous and perceptive, responsible people to help protect that pure and flawless dreamscape of theirs from being contaminated by any negative mindsets. As for how exactly they encourage people, motivators actively seek out people experiencing abnormal mood swings and alleviate any negative emotions using communication therapy. At least, that's what they say themselves. But in practice, when they say kind-hearted, they actually mean selfish and hypocritical. When they say meticulous and perceptive, they actually mean cowardly and timid. And as for responsible, just look at poor old M. He was gullible and ended up nearly mentally damaged by that Miss Moran and some unknown tricks of hers. That's all the comfort and healing that so-called motivators brought us. Interesting. Next one. People's minds help them regain their true selves.
Life is as ephemeral.
Did I not just do that? Did I not just talk to her? Oop, went past them. Our friendship has run its course, and I've had enough of this. It's time to break off relations with him. I can understand how you feel. It's been so hard on you this whole time. Excuse me, emergency. You briefly outline Chambro's situation for Anna. As you say, that gentleman's indeed in a bit of a pickle, but right now Oh, that's fine, you go on. Thank you for your understanding, Mr. Carl. I'll double-check everything and then give you a call once I get back. You know what? He used to be the most important person in my life. He shared his research results with me without hesitation and led me along the correct path of erudition. But how could someone like that somehow become so stubborn now? You know what? That attitude he showed when judging my research results was like lecturing an underperforming child. Sorry, I just can't help but complain. Go on, they're still waiting for you. Speedrun all these mental health quests, apparently. Something's off. Is someone watching me? Is this one of the alcohols that the chandelier turned down? Not the chandelier, the crystal glass turned down. The bottle of red wine lays on the floor, its body full of cracks. Most of the liquid has flowed out, staining the cracks between the tiles and outlining the scene of a tragic accident. No one knows or cares what happened here. The bottle of red wine aspired to escape a life of mediocrity. For that goal, it made substantial efforts and probably even resorted to dirty tricks. Yet none of these matter now. If I could live its life over again, would it have made the same choices? Would it accept its mediocrity and resign to being a bottle of red wine enjoyed by the modest family? That's an answer you'll never find out. I feel like, is this not the red wine from the... You get to, like, choose which alcohol went with the crystal chandelier. Not chandelier, I keep saying that. Crystal chalice is what my brain is trying to say. Interesting.
What a scam.
I can't breathe. Everything's screaming. It's too loud. Please calm down. It's dangerous if you go on like this. The fire, it still burns. It never stopped burning. Burn. Burn. A Chadbro scream. I keep saying Chadbro. Chabro screams hysterically. A ball of fire actually appears in front of you. No. No, stay away. Help. Help. Oh, that's her, not her. It's not him, it's her. Help.
Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters.
Alright, so now that we're in a battle, my biggest issue with switching out my Gepard for adventuring now that I have him is, like, I have been babying this Gepard since day one. He has been, like, my favorite character. It feels so mean. Like, my friends have been trying to get me into K-pop, and they've been explaining K-pop biases to me. It feels like having your OG bias and, like, a new bias, and everybody's like, oh, just swap them out. And I'm like, but my loyalty that I've had to the old bias.
A will forged in ice never falters. Hear this thunder.
But I do love that in this game you can just set it to auto.
Conflict is pitiless.
A will forged in ice never falters. Hear this thunder.
That scared me half to death. That old guy is really something. I can't believe he has projected his consciousness into entity. I'm sorry. That's fine. Now that the negative emotion has all been physically cleared away, the old chap won't have any more problems. I'll be off then. Mr. Carl is still waiting for me. Oh yes, thanks very much for that just then. I'll have to treat you to a good meal next time. Anyway, sorry for any trouble caused this time around. If you have any problems later on, you can come and find me. I'm more or less a respectable enough old chap, and should be able to help you with a few things still. Congrats on fixing his emo dial. Oh, so I guess that one was like an actual dial that we had to input a gear. Okay. TikTok. Quick adjust the hands TikTok. Okay, go to the hotel reception and talk to Allie. So this is going back to reality for a minute.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Oop. Let's talk to her. Greetings. Is there something you need? I'm here about your sister. Did that kid cause any trouble for you? I'm really sorry. My sister can be blunt. It isn't always the most mature. If she had accidentally offended you, then please allow me, as her sister, to make it up on her behalf. Really? That's great. You have no idea how many people Quinn has offended because she doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut. How old is she now? But still behaving as though she's still a little kid, always making me worry about her all day long. Is that what Quinn said? I'm not surprised. And she's had this kind of personality since she was small. She likes causing trouble for me now and then again. But even so, we always love each other. Our sisterly bond is unbreakable. She will always be my sister and the most important person to me. Sounds like you and Quinn are getting along. like a house on fire. So if may be as bold as to ask you a favor, that kid has no real friends due to her personality issues, and I'm too busy with work, so I never get a chance to see her. If you don't mind, if you have any free time, could you please keep her company for me?
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Quinn may look extremely calm, but you can feel a kind of rage deep in her heart. It's like a smolder of flame burning dimly beneath a pile of sod. Let me guess what she told you. Did that kid cause any trouble for you? She's young and still doesn't know squat. Please let me apologize on her behalf. Hypocrite. Our sisterly relationship is actually really great, and we love each other so much. Liar. Shucks, I'm so busy and don't have any time. Could you please keep her company? Gross. Did she say anything else? Nothing. Right. It's always the same old trick each time. Huh. Doesn't she ever get bored? Hang on. You don't actually believe her lies. Spare me, please. I hate her, and she hates me. This is an incontrovertible truth. I've spent my entire life trying to get out from under her shadow. She's the only one person in this world who hopes that this burden, me, one day disappears forever. A nice chat. You're really downplaying things. No, we can never have a nice chat. It was impossible before, and it's even more so now. You just think I'm sulking here, don't you? You think I'm headstrong, rude, and causing a scene, right? But I'm telling you, we will never be able to chat face to face, and it's all her fault. Do you think I don't want to go back to reality? Unfortunately, I've already been a spirit for a long time. I can't leave this cursed dream state. My life is over, totally over. And do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you think she dares come into the dreamscape to pay me a visit? No. Allie doesn't have the guts to look me straight in the eye. To this day, she's still been avoiding it. These eyes of mine, they're completely lost their brightness due to her. I swear she's never going to forget. Never forget how she pushed her own sister down the stairs. Well then. Was not expecting that, but okay. So, if you die in real life, what you're mentally in the dreamscape, you're stuck in the dreamscape, is that what that side quest is telling me? But considering that Firefly died in the dream, but, what's it? Sam is still alive, question mark? Something is off. Is someone watching me? Is it another one of the alcohols? Find the trash can mentioned by Colleen at the park. Oh no, because I got that message the first time when there was alcohol here. Was it this trash can that's watching me? That must be what Colleen wanted. Let's head back and see her. Memory zone, victim, Lispit, spin pit, encrypted. Brian's. Oh! Memory zone meme victim. List. I can't figure out what this one's supposed to be. List something. Brian's male human. He sustained a head injury when swimming in the something of dusk and was abducted by an unknown meme while being given medical assistance. The something have undergone the memory erasure procedures. Mia something Pepeshi. She was abducted by an unknown meme when playing hide and seek with her friends in the something of soul. Her friends have undergone the memory erasure procedure. Isabella, female human, she went missing while taking a bath in the something of something. Is that supposed to be gyrophone or something next to the bathtub was playing? Oh, gramophone. Something Santona by something Intellitron musician. Something male in Teletron. He was abducted by an unknown meme after kissing his girlfriend in the blue hour. His girlfriend has undergone the memory erasure procedures. Given that the victims of something areas of different areas from different places maybe and exhibit different behaviors when they were hunted, the pattern to make someone a target of the meme remains indeterminate at this moment. It's been a while since I've had to read that way. Just as you're about to leave, a figure blocks your way. Boy, it's urgent. Please give me that stuff ASAP. I'll explain everything to you later. Are you following me? No time to dwell on that right now. Listen up, I got a bad feeling that Colleen disappeared. Did she encounter something inside the hotel in reality? I think she said her room was beside the stairwell and there was a pot of flour by your door. Maybe I should take a look. Oh, are we getting into one of the locked rooms?
A few games of chess will while away the time.
One peach soul glad? Shaken? Why isn't there a sugar?
Is that Colleen's room? Why are there IPC workers blocking the door? Hey, don't think you're safe just because you have the device on you. IPC guards have plenty of ways to get in. Surrender now for the sake of everyone. Dude, let's wait at the door and see how much that lady can keep up this smugness. What are you doing? Where did this gray-haired boy come from? Hey, don't be so rude to the patrons. We're staff from the IPC, and we're here in Penacony on a vacation. Last night, we met a woman in the room and discovered that she bore a striking resemblance to a fugitive on the IPC bounty hunt. For the sake of Penacony's safety, we plan to thoroughly investigate her and try to get a match from her genetic data. But as soon as we tried knocking on the door, we bounced off the repelling shield she'd installed. Ha, she's obviously guilty. If she really is innocent, then why wouldn't she let us in? No one would just let a stranger in the room. I mean, true. That's no excuse for refusing to submit to an investigation. If she really is a wanted suspect, then the two of us have pretty much defused a ticking time bomb for Penacony, while making a little bank on the side. And if she isn't, then it'll just be a false alarm. It's a guaranteed way to make profit. We'll flush her out today, for sure. I'm interested in them too. Really? Then we're competitors. I'm not gonna let you in on this cash out that just fell into my lap. Dude, we're here on vacation. Technically, we don't have the authority to enforce an investigation. I know, you don't have to tell me specifically in front of him. Although this investigation hasn't been reported to the HQ yet, the IPC will surely express support for our actions. Ha! The IPC is willing to risk a fallout with the family for this? Dude, he makes sense. The repercussions might be too risky for the higher-ups. I know, can you please not undermine me right in front of him? Our behavior is in line with IPC values. What right do you outsiders have to talk like that? If something really does happen, can you two take responsibility? Dude, he makes sense. We can't afford the risk of being the cause of the fallout between the IPC and the family. Fine. Fine, just forget about everything that happened here. We're leaving. The IPC workers leave. Looks like you've taken care of them, and my side shows the danger is gone. Great job, boy. You've done well. You good? Of course, not a hair on my head was harmed, but I have to admit their sudden attack really caught me by surprise. Luckily, Captain Colleen always has a backup plan. Before going to sleep, I set up my enclosed dimensional force generator on the door so that the entire room would be impenetrable, not even under laser bombardment. However, if they keep bugging me outside the door, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep well, too. So thanks for your help. Now that everything's sorted, let's go back to our dreams and keep chatting. See you at the old place. Finally, it stopped. Is that thing I want still here? Is it just this one thing? That's not right. Let me see. Kissing, washing, hide and seek. These sure are diverse. Alright, I've restored the text. As agreed, I'll give you a copy to share. Why was the IPC bugging you? Good question. Let me tell you why. You know, I used to be a nameless as well, before leaving to strike out on my own. You know all this, but I omitted the contents of my solo journey. Take a guess what I've been up to these years. Aren't you a traveling merchant? To other people, sure, but I feel like telling you the truth. That's just a convenient disguise. Really, I'm a pirate. I've robbed trade vessels, smuggled minerals, and sometimes even peddled precious cargo, but I did not out of greed, but for the freedom of wayfaring, and to make a little money for traveling, of course. The IPC put out a small bounty for me on the official site. I'm guessing those two fools came here just for that. I thought some big shot had discovered me right from the start. Drop my headphones. Don't worry, everything I told you before is true. I was once a nameless, and now I still yearn for adventure. I'm no different from any other traveling merchant, beside the bounty on my head. As soon as I heard about Penacony, I knew that I had to come here, no matter the cost. I'm an unfortunate soul who never got to see the age of heroes trailblazing the universe. I've always been envious and jealous of the real nameless ones. But I know that I'm also really lucky. The curtain has yet to fall on the story of this era, and I still have a chance to partake in it and catch a glimpse of the secret treasures of the universe waiting there at the end of the adventure. This is my idea of a trailblaze. I think that there's some kind of precious treasure that exists at the end of all adventure that pays off for all the effort you expend along the way. What's the point of continuously exploring if you know you're never going to get anything in the end? That's a very nameless answer from you. You still retain your ideals. That's okay. Despite my ideals being far less glittery now, I still hope that the ideal behavior can be rewarded. Once I've solved the watchmaker's riddle, I'm going to embark on an adventure of my own, and it could just be the final adventure of my life. I'm going to look for him, not for money, but to stand before him and see how dazzling the so-called legend really is, whether it's strong enough to melt even a rat in a gutter like myself. And those guys who tried to sabotage me, thinking they could stop me by using dirty tricks, whether it's the family or the IPC, one day I'll make them pay. Even the maxims of the universe shall step aside before me. Oh, by the way, here's the reward I promise. Hold on to that. Even a nameless has to eat, just like the rest of us mortals. When everything is done and dusted, let's meet up again at the end of this adventure. Gate to Stars. Oh yeah, speaking of which, when I was doing the area I was working on yesterday, we got, and I talked about one of those clocks. I found one that was broken, but when you touched it, it glitched out beyond all belief. Like, reality was glitching, you were like having a really hard time, of a terrifying nightmare. You could either give it to the family, keep it yourself, or leave the clock alone. I took it for myself because at this point we don't trust the family. So it's currently just in my inventory. What we're gonna do with it, I have no idea. What does that put us? Ooh, 5. We're doing pretty good. Next one. We gotta get some opinions. Okay, what's the closest one? Probably this one. Plus I can stop by Clockie on the way, see if I can dump some cash into him.
A few games of chess.
As if he isn't already rolling in.
Checked off the list.
Don't leak the contents of this conversation.
Oh, it's you. Our conversation's off the record. The Dream's Edge. Oh, I remember it. It's the city's expansion project that has been lauded to the skies by the family, right? For those who are full of praise, I doubt whether they really have been there. I visited this place and I must say I'm not impressed. To be more precise, the place is just mediocre. I didn't see anything special when I was there. Visitors who come to Penacony nowadays are very fussy. Just take a look at Golden Hour. I can't believe there are people who are sick of this extravagant place. I heard that Benny guy, the head of the project, boasted about creating a dreamscape metropolis that had never been seen before. But what he and his team are churning out seems nothing new to me, just an old wine in a new bottle. Dream chasers nowadays have seen it all. Gone are the days when you can easily grab attention by piling different ideas together stiffly. Miracle Benjamin's style is just outdated. Huh? I didn't know I had to do that. If I must give his work a score, it's probably a 7 out of 10. Visitors who are used to Benny's usual virtual reality designs might lap it up, right? After all, it's built with Golden Hour as its foundation. The result shouldn't be too bad. Years ago, when Benny's Castle was released, I even did an interview with the Miracle Benjamin studio. That time, they were indeed a leader in the industry. Now, alas, it might be true that there's one ambition and talent with one day be exhausted. Next one.
To dream is effortless.
I value orderliness in things.
How amusing. It seems like some people are keen to know how the family views their work, but have too much pride to ask themselves. This is human nature. Miracle Benjamin is a team that has been well known for quite some time in the cosmos. I've heard of their past work and accomplishments. Over the past half-amber era, Miracle Benjamin has proven itself to be capable of creating memorable virtual reality worlds. The family believes that a team like that has what it takes to be Dreamweavers of Penacony's new city. However, my hopes aren't high. The family decision to hire this team is more of a gimmick. Times have changed. Sorry. To some extent, a good gimmick is all that matters, but not the substance. As for Benny, Sir Whitaker sneers. He's a master at creating gimmicks. I do not wish to go into details, however, it didn't end up well when he made the promise at the public press conference. My views, well, it meets my expectations. By the time the city is built and ready to welcome dream chasers, this is what I think will happen. Some will come under fire for blindly supporting the project, and some will be sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting to see the studio's reputation take a nosedive. As for the rest, which makes up to 90% of the public, they simply won't care. They will come here to splurge and have a good time as usual. They never care about the improvement. Anything new will be enough to meet their needs. 7 would be a reasonable score. The project fulfills the needs of the family, and that reflects the current standard of Miracle Benjamin. Benny might argue to the contrary, but it's an irrefutable fact.
Guests aren't supposed to be.
Me trying to figure out how to get there. Up and around. With all due respect, that entire project lacks imagination. From the way I see it, their Dreamweavers seem to follow a fixed formula when they work. When it's supposed to be a creative process, they may look more like they're solving a geometric problem. That's not the deal breaker. What truly makes me sick is their obsession with doors. You'll get what I mean when you visit the place. Doors are everywhere in the city. You have to pass through a door to enter a building, cross a pedestrian bridge, and also cross rooftop gardens. What's the reason behind the obsession? I'm puzzled. If no one cares to explain, I'll take it as a sign of incompetence. I'll give it a 7. If it's too harsh, it's not fair. I've been told that the team used to produce many critically acclaimed virtual reality projects back then. Who knows? Some people might be drawn to it.
I'm curious.
The mission of yours, buddy. I need a fresh face to gather information for me, as I want to find out how the family values our work. If possible, I'd like them to rate our work. It's up to you who you want to approach. Don't worry, as anyone would hold the position of the family would have already been here and tried what we have to offer. You're so reliable, buddy. I knew I could trust you. Now tell me everything. Let me see what they think of my project. 7? 7? Are you sure the scores come from the bottom of their hearts? You didn't say anything that swayed their opinions, did you? Why would I want to do that? This is outrageous. I can't accept it. Look at the ridiculous things they said about my project. My team and I are so committed to this project. Why can't they just be grateful for what we've done? Who made this comment? Mediocre? Does she even know anything about the industry? We're making something ahead of this era here. She should improve her taste before making any comments. What does this guy mean about Miracle Benjamin being more of a gimmick than substance? It's downright nonsense. Is he accusing us of false advertising? We mean everything we include in the advertisement. He welcomes to come here and count whether they are indeed 1,000 buildings here. We're obsessed with doors. What kind of comment is that? Is it a joke? How about he remove all the doors in the house and see whether it makes his life better? These two-faced scumbags from the family. They greet us with smiling faces but criticize us behind our backs. They can humiliate me, but they mustn't disrespect my team and our hard work. That'd be crossing the line. No way. I need to talk to them and sort things out. Why can't they speak up forthrightly if there's something they aren't happy with? They're secretly waiting to see me make a fool out of myself? Have they forgotten this is also their project? Thank you so much, buddy. If it weren't for your help, I might have been kept in the dark until the day I delivered this project. Please give these tokens of my appreciation. Woo. Okay. Next one. Starting to give him, like, the maniacal voice. Bocce. Okay, return and inform Bocce of the outcome.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
That was quick. What do you say? Tell me everything. You tell Bocce what truly happened. Huh, I knew that old guy would talk bad about me. It's a pity we can't glean anything against him this time. Never mind, I'll keep watching him. Probably did a little bit of that one, unfortunately, off screen, just by talking to people. Okay. Stick the patent omnifier onto the luxury speedster. There it is. Steinway Falcon, extended luxury speedster, soar in style, embrace luxury. Well, who cares about the jingles? Just get the job done and finish the task Imric gave you. With a slap, you skillfully stick the indefinite patent operative omnifier onto the vehicle as if you've been handing out flyers in the street for a decade. Beep, initiating infringement risk analysis. Beep, analysis complete. Object identified. Steinway Falcon Luxury Speedster, model XV8. Beep, conclusion. 98.7% of the structure, including the main body, chassis, beam, interior, engine, and other parts, is free from patent infringement risk. Beep, current risk. The light distribution lenses in the car's headlights adopt Mr. Emmerich exclusive ultra-low energy diffraction technology. The commercial specifications for this technology are unclear at this moment. To protect the rights of the patent creators, a mandatory lock will now be put on your Steinway Falcon Luxury Speedster. Please don't worry, the lock will be automatically unlocked once the infringement risk is resolved. The long speech of IP00 is finally over, and you want a fancy luxury car in front of you turn into a useless pile of scrap metal. You feel a mix of emotions. Maybe you should stay for a while to witness the owner's reactions, or just walk away. I wonder if that lady who did the singing that we paid a ton of money to ever came back. She is like, come back here. And we will go off together. But I have come back quite a few times and she is just plain old ditched the area. I hope your food is delicious. Take your time, take your time. I'm still checking out some of these mini quests.
My dream is right before my...
Telescope for tourists to enjoy the breathtaking views of the dreamscape. Emmerich doesn't even leave behind such infrastructure. What a total jerk. Just get the task done already so they can go back and grab the reward for selling your soul. With a slap, you stick the indefinite patent operative omnifier onto the telescope, thinking of yourself that it's unlikely to infringe on anything. Beep. Initiating infringement risk analysis. Beep. Analysis complete. Object identified. A viewing telescope in Penacony. Beep. Conclusion. The analysis regarding the raw materials, supply chain, and related technologies show no risk of infringement. Beep. Current risk. The Dreamweavers of the family have promised that the telescope would adjust its height to accommodate guests of different sizes. However, the current telescope does not have that feature. Beep. This design flaw could cause emotional distress to Pepeshi guests, including Mr. Emmerich himself, and potentially lead to legal trouble. Beep. To protect the rights of all guests in Penacony, a mandatory lock will now be put on the viewing telescope. The lock will be automatically unlocked once the infringement risk is resolved. Alright, the long speech about the IP00 is finally over, and the telescope in front of you has turned into a useless piece of junk. You feel mixed emotions. Maybe you should step away, stay for a while to witness the reaction, or just walk away. So is this a telescope that went haywire? Obviously. Don't you see the note taped to it? Indefinite patent operative omnifier. What kind of new trickery is this? Those dream chasers won't just stop causing trouble. Can't they just peacefully enjoy their life in this dream? I'll rip it off. I can't rip it off. Doesn't seem to be an ordinary note. What should we do? You want to disturb the family head over such a small matter? Think again. What'll happen if these notes start appearing everywhere like a bad rash? It's better safe than sorry.
Let's see what's new.
Onto the sales board. The billboard topples over, but you swear you didn't exert much force. The billboard is not making any sounds anymore. It's making you feel bad. You can't believe you went to such lengths for the selfish inventor. Feel a mix of emotions. Oh, great one. How did our poor brother end up like this? Wonderful. Now that the Zappy Gun billboard is done for, everyone will flock to buy my diamond doll. Seriously, mate, have a little empathy. How can you be so heartless when our brother is lying dead on the street? We're billboards, man. We don't have empathy. And besides, this billboard was not promoting your competitor's project or messing with your business. Of course you can play the good guy. Using the indefinite patent operative omnifier is simple, whether you spot something. I've done what you've asked. Honestly, I didn't expect tall folks with such quick reflexes. Well, tell me, how did you do it? I hope that was a very quick food making process. I discussed theories on like who could be an emanator and whatnot for quite a bit of time at the beginning of this episode with one of our new chatters, first time chatter, and then did a couple pulls, but nothing too exciting today. And I've mostly just been doing the blue quests, like the basic quests, trying to get like through them a little bit before the new update releases some more of the main story quest. It's nothing too exciting when it comes to plotline, at least in the game. I think the game acknowledged, though, that, in one of these side quests, that if you die while you're in real life, while you're in the dreamscape, your soul remains trapped in the dreamscape forever, so, that's an interesting thing to find out. Ha 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 ha! The Pepeshi in front of you suddenly bursts into maniacal laughter. You can't believe the amount of energy he possesses in his tiny body. Great. Well done, tall gentleman. I knew it. The indefinite patent is a game changer. With it, I'll be qualified for the golden hour. No, I'll become the richest guy in person in Penacony. Huh? What'd you say? Oh yeah, it's all about justice and civilization in the galactic business world. Haven't forgotten it. Of course not. Just you wait and see. I, Emmerich, the great inventor, will build a business empire in Penacony. Glocks Avenue? Ha! One day it'll be Emmerich Avenue. Alright, here's your payment. I promised. It's yours now. What, not enough? Don't give me that look. You should be grateful to be associated with the future richest man in Penacony. But yeah, there was one where it's like, go talk to my sister that's in reality. And the sister's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry if she's been causing trouble. I apologize for her. You go back and she's like, she apologized, didn't you? Well, she just can't get over her guilt of pushing me down the stairs in reality. And now my soul is trapped in Penacony for the rest of eternity. And I'm like, okay. That's interesting to just slide in there. Head to the hotel in reality and take a photo of Coty.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Oh, did that not count? Do you need any help? It's about Morris. Morris? You need to find someone. Please ask the receptionist. The Bloodhound family is always ready to help. They have a crush on you. A crush? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Could you be more specific? You tell Coty about Morris. I'm not just gonna take a photo of her without her permission. Well, I say as if I didn't just do that. I see, and I'm deeply sorry for that. I guess situation deserves sympathy. Sympathy? Obviously, Mr. Morris is losing control of his emotions. He must have had plenty of unrequited feelings in his life. If my photo can make him feel better, consider it a service we provide our guests. I'm ready for my photo. Okay.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
How about we bite the bullet and go?
I heard old Odie came to pick up a car.
Hey, did you hear? The big shot from the Alfalfa family is coming to perform an inspection. Old Odie, the ancient Pepeshi fellow? Ha! He's already arrived yesterday, but he's here to pick up a car. Only 3 stretched to the Prince Sword vehicles in the whole dreamscape. He tossed out 3 billion Alfalfa credits to pay in cash up front without so much as blinking. Even in a dream, some rich people are richer than other rich people.
Whoa, nice!
You're back. Did you get what I wanted? You hand the photo of Coty over to Morris. Ah, Coty. Look at her eyes. As bright and as clever as a bloodhound's. This is exactly what I needed. With this, I can finally be in her league, and if it's just in the dreamscape, please complete the last piece for me. Let me become the rabbit she's after, the only thing that captures her attention. Is he making a fake version of her? Not gonna lie, that's a little creepy. Ah, Cody, it's you. My dream. My destiny. Look at you. So flawless. I'd gladly give you 1/20th of my life without thinking twice. Only 1/20th? Yeah, isn't 1/20th more than enough? Life is full of moments where you fall in love at first sight. I mean, there are so many beautiful things in the universe. I'm short-lived, yet I'm willing to dedicate 1/20th of it just to one individual. How is that not loyalty and devotion? Let me do some math real fast. If the average person lives till about 80, because I think that's what the current lifespan for the majority of the planet is, what is 1/20th of that? It's like 4 years, isn't it? Yeah, I was right. I was like, I think it's 4 years, but I wanted to like actually do... I wanted to actually do the math with the calculator. Oh yeah, a full 4 years. So devoted. Anyway, I must thank you for getting me the last piece. I'll treasure my Cody until that 1/20th of my devotion burns out. Okay. I'm so sorry you have to endure this. Okay, report your findings to Forla. I'm so sorry for that harsh remark earlier. Please, take a look at this new proposal. Dear guest, where's Popote? He's gone. I see. Well, it was me who drove him away. Alas, if only I could understand you earlier. My arrogance has deprived a young man of a bright future in the universe of a future superstar. I've messed up so badly. To continue calling myself a celebrity agent, perhaps I really should give up on this career. He's just joined the International Peace Company. Really? That's great. I'm happy as long as he keeps pursuing his dream. If he gave up because of me, my fluff ball would be filled with guilt forever. It's a shame that I can no longer help him in his pursuit. I'll probably regret it for the rest of my life. However, there are still many other artists under my management. Some aspire to become models despite having average looks. Some are good-looking but dream of becoming idols with an unconventional style. While some compose niche music but yearn to be worldwide popular singers. From now on, I'll stop dampening other people's dreams. Pepeshi vulgar word. I'll forget about the target audience, the family's beliefs, or making universal superstars. Instead, I'll become the firewood that nurtures the first sparks of their dreams to atone for my past arrogance. And then... Oh, so now, if a character is in the middle of another quest, you can, like, boot them out of that quest. That's interesting. What mission is she in? Well, we'll get some of these other ones done first. Return to the golden hour. 4 awaits thee at the usual spot. I get it now. What's that saying again? Where there's life, there's hope. Thank you so much for this valuable lesson, stranger. I won't ever slide into self-destruction again. You clearly chickened out just now. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm expressing my gratitude to you. Can't you tell? Forget it. I never expect you to fully understand my plight. The pressure of dealing with the boycott against me in the industry and my ungrateful employees is just too much sometimes. This is exhausting. I understand I've chosen a challenging path for myself. I had to brave through numerous hurdles to get closer to my lofty ambitions. Now I need to rest. Here, take this. Consider it a token of appreciation for being my lifesaver. Okay. Take a photo of the towering hotel in golden hour. Which hotel is this? Over here. Spot has a good view. Hand the photo over to Go Ray. Thank you for your hard work. Let me see. Indeed, the building is still as tall and as grand as I remember. Looks just like a weapon. It looks like a giant rocket on the ground, aiming for at the sky. When it is fired, energy surges to the base from all sides, emitting a radiance so bright it can penetrate the thickest of smoke. The old me would have been thrilled to see it. You're so knowledgeable. My hometown was a chaotic place. The war hadn't ceased for a moment since I was dug out. In ancient times, my hometown used to be an invigorating and scenic planet. People at that time, who already mastered the ability to navigate across the universe, had traveled to numerous planets. I was one of the intelligent spacecrafts crafted at the time. Yet the war between two major factions changed everything. For some unknown reason, the two sides started attacking each other, using their most formidable weapons. All bases on the planet were destroyed, and our home planet was plunged into a long winter. The development of our technology became stunted, and the environment deteriorated, and there went our good lives. By the time I woke up, the war was still ongoing at the ruins. People tied cloths of different colors to their tails as they attacked each other with guns and sticks. The moment they saw me, they immediately got the impression that I could bring them victory. The Intellitron plays a system recording. Look what we found. A pre-civilization space machine. We're about to win. Why are you so sure? Think about the military bases we used to have across the universe. There must be a lot of pre-civilization superweapons there. If we can find these weapons, we'll be one step closer to victory. I hope this hunk of junk is worth the fuel. We all have to tighten our belts to afford it. Rats, why can't I open the door to this thing? Didn't you see this? It's an unmanned intelligent space explorer. Oh, there's even a touch panel. How user-friendly. Done. I've set it to collect the other remaining weapons on other planets. Let's see what it can bring back to us. At the time, my job was to carry out the instructions given to me. I could not think, so I followed the instructions blindly. When I sailed across the route that had been unused, a planet once thriving was quiet, desolate. There was no civilization and remaining weapons. Nothing was left in the past 3 Amber Eras. If I had feelings at the time, I would have felt lonely and scared. I visited many more planets after that, and they all wound up the same. A feeling started germinating in my system. Skepticism. Does life still exist on any of those planets? Will I ever be able to accomplish my mission? Is my search meaningful? At last, I used up my fuel, and I was stranded on an asteroid. When I woke up again, I was already in this human body. My ability to think and calculate improved a great deal. Someone awakened me, transformed my body, and gave me a name. Sounds like a blessing, no? I still can't figure out who did it. The technology required to pull off that transformation is intricate. Would a nameless be able to do that? No matter who it was, they must have had a love for machinery, like how a father loves his child and a king loves his people. In the early period after I was reborn, I was angry at them, at the people from my home world, but now I only pity them. Those caught in the throes of wars always yearn for peace, hoping that someone or something will come to their aid. It can be a miracle, a respectable figure, a faraway eon, or even a weapon powerful enough to end the war. The thing is, humans are never satisfied with what they have. After a war ceases, they will continue their search for a bigger and stronger weapon until their greed backfires and razes everything they have to the ground. Thus, not only was my mission incapable of salvaging my home, but it would push it further down the abyss of ruination. Well, humans just tend to want to cause harm to each other. If there's a wooden stick at hand, they'll use it. If there's an imaginary bomb around, they'll use it too. Fortunately, the war should be over at this time. I wonder if that commentary, the imaginary bomb, is referring to us and what Aventurine did. The source of energy on my home planets were always close to depletion when I left. Now that an Amber Era has passed, the planet should be uninhabited, according to my estimations. The weapons will rust, the grass will grow back, and the soil will recuperate. Sadly, there was no one left to appreciate that revived world. A hint of joy flashes on Go-Ray's face. Intellidrons aren't supposed to have facial expressions, but everything is possible in a dream. Indeed, I survived. Nothing better than staying alive. After so many twists and turns, I finally found a place where I belong, Penacony, and I want to live my life here as a human instead of a tool. Thank you, young one, for helping me and hearing me out. You might think this is nothing, but I always reserve a slot in my storage system for you. Okay. Oh! Was that the one that was blocking this one? I don't know why, but alright.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Oh, is she the Inteleron that was singing that we, like, gave a bunch of money? No. Different one. Why are there so many people gathered here? Who's that woman? You don't know her? That's La Rose, a renowned songstress from the planet of Canticles? So it's La Rose. What a treat to hear a song of the beauty for free. Thank you all for attending, my dear audience. This time, I brought some special music. This song is different from my usual style, but I implore your patience as you experience the beauty within. La Rose sings the real song of beauty. Is this truly La Rose's voice? Oh man, this is terrible. Please stop making vulgar remarks. These must be more to La Rose's music. Oh yeah, this was the singer that was like... that was, following the path of beauty, like Argentia's. I never imagined I would perform the Song of Beauty in front of everyone, but it's been such a long time. My manager should be coming for me. I'm sorry, but I must go back to the OT Mall to distribute brochures. Dear sir, could you please ask about the audience thoughts on my new song? I would greatly appreciate it. Harsh listener. I've heard that there's someone at Penacony who could sing the Song of Beauty, so I didn't even blink when I bought the ticket for the performance. What a disappointment. I knew all about the marketing gimmick. They create a buzz and then pull off the ridiculous act to cash in on the hype. His so-called Song of Beauty actually worked. The tune I hum in the shower would have resurrected Idrilla ages ago. I must find a way to resell my ticket rather than wasting time listening to this nonsense. I'd prefer to enjoy Robin's songs at the hotel. Excited listener. What a shame. La Rose has changed. It's an offense to us, her greatest fans. An insult. A betrayal. We adore the noble and elegant La Rose, who sings soft songs with her sweet voice. That is the true Song of Beauty, not this repugnant mishap. I really wish she could return to her previous self and stop teasing her fans with such weird noises. Otherwise, how will we face our fellow music fans? What an avant-garde style of music, worthy of admiration. La Rose is truly an artist of her own right, managing to be famous while pushing the boundaries of music and art. Come on, if she hadn't told me that she would sing a song, I might have reported to the Bloodhound family that someone was making a scene on the street. How putrid. This is called experimental music. It's radical, pure, an extreme form of self-expression. But you can't grasp it all, can you? No, I don't understand it a bit. Why don't you explain what makes this song so remarkable? Think about it. Why did La Rose scream on stage? Doesn't it resemble the wailing of losers trapped in a nightmare? Through her voice, she captures the very scenario, expressing the pain felt by dream chasers who are unable to fulfill their dreams. I'm not sure if she's trying to express pure pain, but it can definitely be a real pain for the audience to endure. That's art, surpassing your mundane grass. In my humble opinion, she was singing about people like you, whose lives aren't as fulfilling as they wish them to be. People don't seem to be impressed.
This is ridiculous.
Dear sir, thank you for your support earlier. Have you asked the audience about their thoughts? The reviews are mixed. That's understandable. I suppose I was too naive. My manager was right. Music with such a unique style is unlikely to be appreciated by everyone. It's just that I haven't performed my favorite music in so long that I was overwhelmed with joy when I finally sang it again. However, I already began to regret it as soon as I stepped onto the stage. I've been a famous songstress and Penacony for a long time. How could I not know what kind of music the market prefers? The moment I opened my mouth, I already foresaw the outcome. I thought that with my reputation of fans, I could make people appreciate the true essence of the Song of Beauty, but I forgot that I achieved everything through deception. By abandoning the falsehoods, I gave up everything I had. No, I can't, and I won't do that. At the end of my performance, when I saw those disapproving glances and heard no cheers or applause in my ears, I felt as though I was being torn apart by the most terrible nightmare. I experienced unimaginable pain, more agonizing than the destruction of my home planet or the demise of the beauty. It was then I fully realized that my desire was not for everyone to appreciate the Song of Beauty, but for everyone to appreciate La Rose. Turns out that I love myself more than Mendazia, the goddess of beauty. Mendazia, Mendazia, tuven arse librum sanen nuresa idrilla pafirum. La Rose sings the Song of Beauty once again. Her voice is low, hoarse, and savage, and as rough as before, but no longer filled with vigor and joy. Instead, it becomes unbridled catharsis of long-suppressed pain. Dear sir, I'm afraid you will be the last listener of the Song of Beauty. I will tuck it away and never perform it again, and continue singing those vulgar lies, depriving satisfaction from the applause and cheers. Yes, this is the real Rose. Will you continue supporting me like this, dear sir? Sure. Thank you for your unwavering support. You truly are a kind listener. I won't let you down. Even in fabricated lie, I will make it most melodious. Anyway, thank you for awakening me from my false dreams. Now I have discovered my true aspirations, and I'm willing to go to any lengths to pursue them. Find the madness afflicted whisper. Ooh. Oh. What is going on? Indeed. Maybe let's buff up before whatever that's gonna end up being. Away, all of you. Are you alright? I'll get some help. Who's there? Her. She destroyed. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Oh, did you all see the reflection of her on the background was like staring at you?
The dead return. Conflict is pitiless.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Battles are chess games. No two are alike.
What happened just now? Oh, my head. Were you the one who helped me? Thank you. Let me know when you're ready. I'll take you to a safe place. Interesting. Are we in? We are. Let's see if we can go. Oh wait, no, it's here. So this is the one that gives you the whisper about like, are you who you say you are? Okay, so that's not the broken toy box. I'm missing like a sticker from this area that's about a toy box, but I couldn't find it. Cool, we've 100%ed that one. Listen to Colleen's story about the universe. Collect the family members' comments on the Dream Edge project. Help Emmerich complete his plan. Ah, not quite there. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's nice. So we got all of the clockwork ones, but I had locked clocks in a bunch of places. Yeah, like this one. That was fast. It's been a while, Sir Kalis. I hope life is treating you well. There's no time for pleasantries now, Screwy. Let's cut to the chase. There's no rush, Herta. Assumption. If Chadwick has been stuck in Penacony for tens of thousands of system hours, I think we can afford a couple minutes to discuss the issue. You can act all righteous as you want, but I can no longer wait. The things he is keeping are too valuable. Right, he was indeed a member of the Genius Society back then. That man is the real deal. I mean, his research is very valuable. Cauldron Chadwick, Genius Society number 79. His experience includes solid-state physics, applied theory of the imaginary numbers, and ballistics. He is, for his groundbreaking achievements in the areas of specialization. I've been traveling across the universe since the flame of life was ignited in my core. Throughout the long journey, I rarely met souls that truly deserve to be called a genius. Madame Herta is one of them, and so is Cauldron Chadwick. Thanks for throwing in a compliment for me. I met Dr. Chadwick twice. Our first encounter happened when he was still young and ambitious, and the second was a decade later. His situations in both meetings were starkly different. Recollection. Dr. Chadwick once asked for my help. He was about 50 at that time. I agreed to help him at the time. Ever since then, I have never heard from him again. It was as if he never existed in the universe at all, until Madame Herta received your text. The family. Who knows what kind of scheme they're brewing? Scurry, what do you think we should do? There are too many uncertainties surrounding the matter. For now, I'm unable to come up with a convincing solution based on the limited information. Hypothesis. Dr. Chadwick offended the family for some reason, was confined in the dreamscape as a result. Things still don't quite add up in this scenario. As far as I know, Cauldron Chadwick is not a long-lived species. It has been decades since I was last in touch with him. I'm afraid there's only one way to unravel this mystery. I'd like to travel to Penacony myself and find a chance to visit Dr. Chadwick. Sir Kalis, would you like to join me? Likewise. There's something I have to tell you before we go, Sir Kalis. The most outstanding achievement of Cauldron Chadwick's life is the invention of a weapon called the Imaginary Implosion Pulse. That weapon took millions of lives and destroyed countless homes. Uh-oh. I wonder if he stripped his own memory so that he doesn't have to think about the atrocities his weapon may have caused. You're finally here again, Sir Kalis. Each of our encounters bore an extraordinary significance, and for that I am grateful. It's been quite some time since I last came here. The lobby of the Reverie is still as extravagant as I remember. Let's head to the reception and ask for Chadwick's whereabouts. I've always regarded dreams with awe, hence I rarely frequent Penacony, the planet of festivities. To me, the so-called sweet dreams are often saccharine, oh, I know that word, and insincere, stark contrast to the true shape of a dream. Welcome to Penacony, Mr. Kalis. How can I help you? I've seen you brought a friend today. My name is Screwlum, madam. Please forgive me for coming here uninvited and without checking in. You should be able to see my name on the permanent VIP list of the family. Allie's face twitches slightly upon hearing the name of Screwlum, but she is quick to compose herself. You really admire her professionalism. Just a moment, Mr. Screwlum. Your name is indeed on the permanent VIP list. Welcome back to Penacony, Mr. Screwlum. What can I do for you? Kalis and I are here to visit a hotel guest here, Dr. Caldron Chadwick. Could you arrange for us to meet? From what I know, he's been staying here for quite some time. Caldron Chadwick. The name doesn't ring a bell to me, which is strange. Please bear with me while I check the system data. That won't be necessary, Allie. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Dr. Chadwick can't meet with visitors at the moment. What if we insist? Count yourself lucky that Mr. Screwlum is with you, Dream Chaser, otherwise. Let's not escalate the situation. The family wouldn't want to disturb the guests in the lobby, right? To the best of my knowledge, Caldron Chadwick isn't a long-life species, and the last time I talked to him was 2 amber eras ago. Question: by what means did the family extend the lifespan of Caldron Chadwick? Has that means been approved by the International Health Organization? Does it comply with the regulations of Penacony? I don't have the authority to answer your questions or allow unauthorized visits to Dr. Chadwick, sir. Please leave. There's no room for a negotiation here. Understood. Your actions speak of your loyalty to the family. Well, I can assume that you'd rather turn the family against the planet Screwlum, Intellitron Planet 9, just to uphold your principles. Am I correct? Are you prepared to bear the consequences of being the enemy of the Genius Society? He's so intimidating. Please excuse me for a moment. I need to consult our family head. Moria is gone for a while. When she returns, her facial expression has softened a great deal. My sincerest apologies for the inconvenience. The family head has instructed me to let Mr. Screwlum and this nameless gentleman here through. Please come with me. Are we gonna get into any of these locked rooms? Oh, one of the locked rooms? And my 2 missing chests? This is Dr. Chadwick's room. The regulations prohibit the bloodhounds from entering the hotel rooms without the guest's permission, so I'll stay outside. I don't think it's necessary. I'm afraid Dr. Chadwick can't answer the door in his current state. Let me open it. Come in. Dr. Caldron Chadwick, sorry for showing up here son. We hope you don't mind our unexpected visit. After you, Sir Kalis. I am imagining something terrifying. All the sad young men. Oh? Ah, there's one of the chests. There's nothing... There's no one in here. Let me get those chests first. You weigh a dusty suitcase with your hand. It's obviously empty. It may have been left untouched in the room for centuries. The fireplace heating is turned on, yet the whole room is chilly like an icy cavern. You can't imagine a normal person living in space so cold. I can hear the other treasure chest that's in this locked room right there. Pardon me. In this dingy, stuffy room, the only thing that reminds you of flowing time is the pulsing, hovering liquid bubbles in the dream pool, but they won't be able to tell you where Professor Chadwick went. Sir Kalis, I think I might know where Chadwick is. If my assumption holds, No, the Bloodhound family didn't lie. The secret is right in front of us. Schoolum reaches his hand slowly into the dream pool. Gently, he scoops up a translucent bubble from the liquid. The moment the bubble leaves the surface of the liquid, it starts floating upward until it's hovering in midair. At last we meet again, Dr. Caldron Chadwick. The bubble? I thought he was going to pull out a skull, honest to God. And that he had, like, decomposed fully in this. Deduction. The likelihood of Cauldron Chadwick as a short life species remaining alive to this day is corporal state is close to 0. As of now, no longevity technology has been able to extend the natural lifespan of a normal human by 2 amber eras. On the other hand, the family in Penacony has a deep understanding of the Memoria and its related technologies. Even though they can't sustain Chadwick's body, they could still extract the substance from the depths of his brain, allowing his consciousness to survive. Can he even be considered alive at this point? It depends on how you define alive. Many in the galaxy open that machines, which are made of cold metallic chassis and veined by electrical circuits, cannot be seen as life forms. One question remains. Why would the family go to such lengths to store Chadwick's memory here? What significance does his memory hold for them? The weapon? I don't think the family is capable of extracting any useful information from Chadwick's mind. Sir Kalis, it's because maybe Chadwick himself wanted to remain in this state so that he wouldn't have to die so he could keep doing his research? Squirrelium hesitates and trails off after the sentence. Let's talk about this elsewhere in case someone is listening to our conversation. The Bloodhounds have excellent hearing. You have the right to learn the story in its entirety, Sir Kalis. If you hadn't informed Madame Herta of your discovery out of kindness, cannot be said how long Chadwick would have been confined here. So I need a favor for you, Sir Kalis. I'd like you to pass something over to Dr. Caldron Chadwick for me in the dream. I believe that thing will help him come to his senses. I'll negotiate with the upper echelons of the family toward the aim of taking Chadwick's memory bubble with me. Until then, I hope you'll learn the full story of Chadwick, including the matters that happened before he went missing. Maybe you have a nice dream, Sir Kalis. Medicine of unknown use. The elderly man in front of you gazes calmly at the city of dreams in the distance. Dr. Chadwick. Oh, youngster, I'm glad that I can still recognize you. You still remember the elderly man's upbeat voice when the two of you parted ways last time. That tiny, flickering flame of hope in his eyes seems to have been snuffed out again. I'm happy you're willing to talk to me, but you shouldn't come here. Moria and the rest of the Bloodhounds, for that matter, won't be pleased to see you. That problem's been solved. Do you mean... I probably don't need to know the details. I've heard stories about the Nameless, and I believe you must be as talented as those in the stories. Squirrelium? Screwy. As if struck by lightning, Chadwick's eyes suddenly widen and quickly contract again. The gloom covering his eyes dissipate, and he appears bright-eyed. Squirrelium, where is he? He promised he would help me. Wait, no, he did fulfill his promise, and he didn't fail me. I was the one who went missing. Both my ears and mouth were covered, and I was blindfolded. Why? Why is everything in such a chaotic, disorderly manner? I'm a member of the Genius Society, but what did I do? What have I forgotten? Who bound me to this illusionary world? Is this a bottle of pills? Squirrelium wants to help you. Got it. This is his idea, right? Now, my chest feels like it holds the entire universe in it. I can see its flickering and feel its pulse, but I know nothing about it. When you showed me that bottle of pills earlier, a voice came from a distant corner of the universe, tried to persuade me to trust Squirrelium and you. Chadwick's face beams with a smile. It's the first time you've seen a genuine joy in his face. Who am I to be picky now? Right. I'll take it. I'm ready. Oh, this is like the monsters where we had to go do like a little mini episode to fully regulate them. Okay, the IPC. The young Caldron Chadwick is standing right before you. He wears the same contemplative expression even after several amber eras. Is this the place? Yes, Dr. Chadwick. Starting from here, we, the technology department, and your team will shape the future of the galaxy together. Don't be overconfident, Dudley. I'm not fully certain that this project will work. Take it easy. All we need is you on our team, not a 100% success ratio. Honestly speaking, Dud, I'm a bit apprehensive about this. What you guys are seeking is a weapon that only exists theoretically. It could cause an upheaval in the galaxy. Of course, Chad. Don't ever underestimate the technology department. We might not be geniuses like you, but we're plenty visionary. The Amber Lord just swung their hammer, announcing the beginning of a new era. It means that the legendary cosmic catastrophe is drawing closer. No explanation needed. I've read the brief history of the universe to know enough. By the way, I'm surprised you're a supporter of the catastrophe, there we go, theory. That's not totally true. I just support any theory with the most commercial value. Sounds like something you'd say. There's something you can't deny. Since the cancer of all worlds started spreading, the Legion and the Annihilation Gang have become more and more active. Our mission here is to prepare to ward off those threats. I don't want to say things like we're working for a just cause, because I know you aren't that naive, Chad. I just think that our lives could be a lot easier if we don't complicate stuff. I don't want to spend all day delving into this subject here. Let's go down. What exactly is this place, Dud? Forgive me, but I cannot tell you the exact of this planet. Orders from the top is to prevent you all from abandoning the task beforehand. I hope you'll understand, Chadwick. But I can tell you this, you will absolutely not be disturbed here. I see, but I should know too that if I wanted, I would find a way to locate my position. It's not that difficult. Dudley laughs out loud instead of fielding a response. Of course he knows that. It is a genius who stands before him. Are those true stings? You're right, and I think they're probably from the swarm disaster era. It's been a long while since anyone set foot here. I won't be surprised by anything I see in this facility. I'm impressed you guys managed to find this place. This is the first time I've seen living true stings. It's a pity you aren't a biologist. Let's clear this place up or we can't start working. Please stop making me fight these bugs. I hate them.
Rules are made to be broken. Is that all? Here, the thunder. Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters. Conflict is pitiless. Show no mercy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the space beyond this door is where we can concoct the miracle. Ooh, I can't speak. Is Dr. Chadwick inside? Never thought I'd end up working alongside that genius. Please hold your horses. Before you all officially become Dr. Chadwick's colleagues, there's something I want to remind you. By walking through this door, you'll be selecting a different life for yourselves. This lab will be your life for a very long time to come. You will work, research, have fun, and make friends here, isolated from the outside world until this project is launched or fails. If you aren't ready for that kind of life, you may go home before I open this door. I've been studying imaginary theories since the age of 15. Working with Dr. Chadwick is my lifelong ambition. Right, this is an opportunity others could only dream of. That door is nothing. As scientists, we've long dedicated our lives to science. You guys are just like him. I believe you'll have a great time working with Dr. Chadwick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please come on in. I can shake the world from right here. We study, research, and work night and day. They rarely question things. They trust me. The 37th destination test was unsuccessful. The energy waves from the collision failed to tear up the imaginary fissure. The detonation capsule did not reach the critical threshold. Why? Lift the safety protocols. Increase the collision rate of 1.3 times the default threshold. Let's take it from there. But this is too risky. This might even compromise the researcher's safety. Exactly. We can try one more time. There's no need to. We've tried too many times. It's clear that we won't make any progress if we go down the same road. Over the past 3 years, we've overcome nearly every theoretical hurdle. The scientific achievements born in this lab are enough to leave the universe amazed. But if we fail to build the imaginary implosion pulse, our efforts will all be in vain. The IPC won't allow us to take the scientific results with us, not even a single page. As physicists, we must succeed. After overcoming the bottleneck, the experiment went smoothly. The lab even received visitors. Oh, Squirlium. My team and I are honored to have you here to watch the destination test. The lab doesn't welcome visitors, but you're special, Mr. Squirlum. The technology department wants to stay in your good graces. You're welcome, Dr. Chadwick. I'm floored by you and your colleagues' achievements. Please allow me to ask you some questions. This curiosity sometimes compels me to ignore the decorum, just like what organic life experiences. Why did you agree to take part in the development of a weapon as destructive as the imaginary implosion pulse? Dudley, my friend from the technology department, says that the weapon could be used to contain the destruction's forces. He said we were doing the right thing. Do you believe him, though? I'm very sorry, Dr. Chadwick. I shouldn't have sprung that question on you and put you in a position to give an insincere answer. I think we're all free to choose the life we prefer. We can put aside those redundant thoughts that distract us and force our tasks at hand in areas of expertise. But you must be cautious, Doctor. For people like us, even a minor slip-up can impact the entire universe. Our wisdom is both a blessing and a burden. Some advice is too late to be given now. Now we already know that the box contains a monster. I hope you'll safeguard it and make sure it won't be opened by ignorant kids. Thank you for your advice, Mr. Squirlum. I hope I'll see you again one day. Hurry it up. Round up anyone who dares to resist. No one should hinder the detonation. Are they really going to use the pulse? Professor Chadwick, where is he? Only he can put a stop to all of this. Captain, we've located Professor Cauldron Chadwick. Good, we still have time then. Take him to control and I'll notify Director Dudley. Hurry, go. Okay, here it is. I was like trying to figure out where to go. Squirlum's words forced me to face myself. But the memory of clarity always comes too late. The moment of clarity. Oh, I didn't even know I was gonna get attacked.
The dead return!
A will forged in ice never falters!
Conflict is pitiless.
Hear this thunder! The dead return!
Conflict is pitiless. Battles are chess games. No two are alike.
Show no mercy. Rules are made to be broken. A will forged in ice never falters.
Hear this thunder!
Is that all? A will forged in ice never falters.
Conflict is pitiless.
Trifling.
Hear this thunder!
show no mercy. The dead return! Battles are chess games. No two are alike.
My nightmare finally came. I'm very sorry to tell you this, Chad. You might be a genius in your field, but you know nothing about power. You're naive? I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. My words are slurring. Blinds you from seeing the big picture, and you don't even understand the error you're in. You should have realized long ago that we're both merely pawns in the game of chess. Once we're placed on the chessboard, we no longer are in control of our fate. Weapons are made to eliminate enemies. Is it that hard to understand? Over a dozen vanguard units of the Legion are preparing to attack the joint trade routes. Their presence can directly threaten Purepoint's safety. Our enemies are closing in. This is the perfect time to test the power of the imaginary implosion pulse. You have 100, no 1,000 other ways to stop them that can incur lower costs and affect fewer innocents. I've got it finally. What you're doing here for the past 20 years is just an experiment. The results of our work never truly belonged to us. Stop lying to yourself, Chad. You knew what you were getting into right from the beginning, but you chose to ignore it. Come here, bomb maker. It's time to show the Legion our might. Interesting that he turned to us when he said bomb maker. Even though he's referring to Chadwick, because either we just took over Chadwick for a second, or, like I said, they keep referring to the Stellaron imploding in the meta of Penacony, so I'm curious if that's going to be a thing later. The end of my creation and of me. Ballistic trajectory pre-calculations is a complete. Margin of error less than 10%. Charging detonation platform 60, 70, 85 complete. Reviewing collider status 30, 50, 75 complete. Automatic cruise AI deployed. Enemy contact destination AI deployed. Imaginary implosion pulse preparation complete. Ready to detonate at any moment. How many collateral targets are there in the blast range? Calculation in progress. There are an estimated 24 planets at the satellite level or above within the blast range. Among them, there are 3 secondary planets with civilizations of grade D or above. The amount of collateral damage is acceptable. The detonation plan can proceed as scheduled. It's time, bomb maker. Hit the detonation button. Well, considering he's in Penacony, he probably, in the IPC, used to control the prison planet. I imagine he didn't, and then got imprisoned, and then the Penacony family took him out of the prison. What are you doing? Press it now. I get it. You're afraid of taking the blame, aren't you? Fret not. The one who presses the button is neither you nor I. We won't even be mentioned if this incident is later reported. Now do it. You're sympathize with Dr. Chadwick, right? I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but Cauldron Chadwick isn't worth your sympathy. He long foreseen the outcome, but he chose to ignore it and carry on the research at all costs. Selfishly, he put his talent before everything else. He doesn't care the least bit about anyone else. Now do it. I'm not going to say anything else. You've just wasted your final opportunity. Oh, were we just killed? Whoever we're pretending to be in the thing? Did we just get killed? Detonate command confirmed. Collider charging in progress. 20, 50, 75. Critical detonation threshold reached. Automated cruise AI activated. Locking target. 30, 70. Complete. Lock on AI activated. Warming up. 20, 40, 80. Chamber temperature has reached threshold. Imaginary impulsion pulse is about to be launched. 5. Dud. 4. Don't hold it against me, Chad. We have to be responsible for our choices. 3. My name will forever be cursed. Though, what's the price you have to pay, Dudley? 2. Look, Chad, this is your problem. You always take your gifts and talents for granted, and you have no idea there are people like me. 1. No one will remember us. 0. Imaginary implosion pulse. Detonate. What I just experienced, was that the first half of Chadwick's life? But this memory isn't over yet. Let's take a look at what happened to him after. Okay, Liz, it's you again. Now you've experienced half of my life and learned about my story. Me too, child. Ever since that day, I don't dare to even glance at myself in a mirror. I'm worried I might see a monster, a murderer who's killed countless people and ruined even more lives. That day in the control room was the last I saw of Dudley. Perhaps it's true that pawns don't deserve to be mentioned, just like how he put it. After that, I disbanded the team and left the lab. I managed to take some crucial data with me to keep them from falling into the wrong hands. I later learned from others at the higher-ups of the technology department who ordered the imaginary implosion pulse detonation were subjected to internal review. They were never heard of again. But I knew that the IPC wouldn't let the matter rest. The results of our research was way too valuable. Although they released a statement condemning the detonation, they would never really give up the technology related to it. They need me to control the knowledge and keep it out of reach of other factions across the universe, so they'd always be breathing down my neck. So I decided to escape, not wanting to live the rest of my life being controlled by others. A name came to mind when I needed help the most. We only met once, but he saw through my hypocrisy and excuses. Yes, I made up my mind to look for him, thinking that he could help me rebel against the IPC. This is the story of the later part of my life. Okay, there's nothing to, like, hunt for. Once upon a time, when there was no interaction between different worlds, some civilizations were already in the possession of weapons powerful enough to destroy themselves. Out of fear for power, they'd established complicated laws and regulations in an attempt to prevent these self-unmaking devices from falling into the hands of the insane or the violent. When the starry seas later became interconnected by winding routes, the exchange of technology and resources began. Oh my gosh. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Oh, this quest is taking longer than I expected because I was going to do this one and call it a day, but oh boy. New weapons, many times more powerful than the original ones, emerged one after another. Bewilderingly, these complicated rules in place to limit the abuse of weapons became increasingly simplified as more and more powerful weapons were invented. People were more tolerant of weapons when they were used against enemies. Let's say there was a faraway planet where its people were being ravaged by ferocious flames with their cries echoing throughout the sky. Yet for you and I, lying beneath a tree and gazing at the sky, the planet would be just another star plucked by someone from many others. Oh, so I found the third puzzle piece first.
I commend.
It's not what I meant to do. Wisdom, what a perplexing word. Some see it as the answer to every problem and the ultimate of all virtues. However, many of those with extraordinary intellect are troubled by the secular problem. Is it because the geniuses are too arrogant, or is it because jealousy gets the better of the mundane? No one has the answer for that. Only one thing is irrefutable. Wisdom can coexist with selfish desires. One there. 2 over here. So that'll bring us back. So the last puzzle piece is probably over here. Yep. What did Xander see when he was recording Tombs of the Imaginary Tree in his strange and ancient language? Oh my gosh. When I was little and first discovered the imaginary theories, what came to mind was the image of the dense forest, not of a huge tree. After going through so many things, I still find it hard to believe that the foundation of the universe is a giant tree that nurtures countless leaves selflessly and voluntarily. I prefer to see each planet as a seed carried by the wind that happens to land on the soil. The seeds then begin to take root and grow bigger, eventually forming the forest. The universe isn't concerned with our presence, it merely exists and observes. Squirrelum, I finally found you. We haven't seen each other for years, Dr. Chadwick. Please forgive me for not telling you that I feel sorry for your plight. I know you've long seen it coming. I brought this upon myself. After all these years, I no longer have to be reminded of that. I need help, Mr. Squirrelum. I can tell you're driven to a corner, as you're still willing to talk to me after going through all these hardships. Planet Squirrelum can be your temporary shelter if you need it. No way. I pledge myself to never involve any more innocent people in this manner. No matter where I hide, the IPC will find me. It's just a matter of time. I can't be on the run forever, so I need to fight back in some way. I heard that a genius has developed a secret drug capable of blocking parts of the consciousness and memory of a person. I've never been close with anyone from the Genius Society, so I'll need you to pull the strings for me. The selective blocking agent. I've heard of it. I suppose it's the brainchild of that eccentric pharmacist. Indeed, that lady has no dealings with the IPC, so the risk of her selling you out is low. Question. Do you think this is a surefire solution? All I'm certain is that it has the smallest price to pay. As long as I can forget the knowledge temporarily, the IPC will have no means to extract it from my brain. As for whatever I'll be going through, I deserve it. Everyone must be accountable for their actions, and facing the consequences is part of the process. I understand, Dr. Chadwick. I'll get you that drug. You're finally honest with yourself, Doctor. I'm glad for you for that achievement alone. I hope with all my heart that you can pull through these tough times. Oh, we're in the hidden office, I think. The Dr. Chadwick in front of you is in advanced age. He looks very similar to how he was when you first met him. He still has those contemplative eyes, now tinged with a hint of gloominess. He can't seem to sense your presence. Perhaps you can take a look around the room first. One wonders what's inside the safe on this wall. It could be completely empty, because the Cauldron Chadwick right here has no memory and secrets he can hide. The desk before the old man is stacked with unsent letters. On a letter cover written in hasty handwriting, unauthorized send request, return recommended. A few books are scattered on the floor. You peer at their names and are certain they have nothing to do with Chadwick's specialization, nor research subjects. You find it hard to believe that the old man would be interested in the Siensho Vidyahara folk music theory, or perhaps he must have lived for too long. Professor Chadwick has been placed under house arrest. Here? Can you feel me? Did they send their guys over again? Who is sent here? Makes no difference. I've said time and time again that I no longer of use to you guys. How did you know? I get it. This isn't reality, and you aren't an IPC lackey, are you? Wonderful. It's been so long since I've had a normal conversation with someone. I don't need anything here, as they'll get me whenever I want, and I'm just deprived of freedom. At first, they pretended to be friendly with me. They tempted me with valuables and promises in return for my knowledge, all to no avail. Eventually, they lost their patience and started forcing me to read articles related to the theory of the imaginary application. But the drug was surprisingly effective. Not only did it block my access to the related knowledge in my mind, but it also hampered my ability to learn the knowledge. Much later on, they accepted the fact that I had been reduced to a useless old man. Starting from some point in time, they changed their strategy and decided to just wait for my death. You don't have to. It's a price I have to pay. The passing of time and the increasing pain seems to have alleviated my guilt, which is the only good thing about being confined here. I've gathered bits and pieces of info from the people they sent. Combined with my own deduction, I believe the IPC might be scheming to tamper with the memorial left in my brain after the death of my physical body. They probably think that no matter how tight-lipped I am now, whatever remains of my dead body will be at their disposal. I'm scared, youngster. I'm worried that all the precautions I've taken so far will be negated upon my demise. At this rate, IPC will one day regain control of the imaginary pulse technology and monopolize it. My efforts will all be in vain when the time comes. Please allow me to rebut that, Doctor. Your effort isn't in vain. Here we are again, Dr. Chadwick. Screwlium, I never thought I could see you again. I once thought so too. Life is unpredictable, but it has eventually shown us a benevolent side. I'm here to tell you that your effort isn't in vain. Even after the death of your physical body, you're still safeguarding your knowledge, leaving no chance to those harboring ulterior motives. It isn't the effect of the drug, but the ingrained dedication and preservation in your consciousness. That's great. It couldn't be better. You know what, Screwlium? I've always regretted not listening to the voice inside of me when we first met. It's just a simple phrase, but I haven't been able to say it. It's probably time I hear it myself now. Say it, Chadwick. Life is fleeting, and as many reach the end with regrets, I can't say your life is a happy one, but it is at least complete when this moment takes place. I joined the experiment not for a good cause, but for myself. I wanted my talents and expertise to be seen by the whole world, and that's it. Thank you, Screwlium, and I feel much better, probably never better. You've been through a lot, Dr. Chadwick. Now, if you don't mind, please let us be with you as you make your way to the end. Mr. Screwlium, please tell me. I've not gathered too many opinions on the matter. However, there is one lady's assessment that I believe I can convey on her behalf. In a few short years, Chadwin Caldrick, you hear Chadwin emit a satisfied laugh, and then he no longer speaks. I didn't even get to read it. Is this death? Is this man walking into the afterlife? Let's wake up, Mr. Kalis. Thank you, Mr. Kalis. You managed to unravel the mystery surrounding Dr. Chadwick and gave him freedom. He is no longer in the dreamscape. I found a way to convince the family to bring the remnants of Chadwick's memoria to the Herta space station. As a witness to the completion of his life, I would like to invite you to pay your final respects, should you wish to. I'll be there soon. Miss Herta and I shall await you in the seclusion zone. Ah, look at him. Welcome back, Sir Kalis. 2 ambers later, Dr. Chadwick is finally freed. He is now with us. What Dr. Chadwick dreaded the most became reality. After his demise, the IPC distracted the memoria in his brain with the advanced technology provided by the Garden of Recollection and sealed it in a memory bubble. They must have prepared for it in advance, and the process took place right after his death, so fast that even his consciousness in his final moments was preserved. That step alone wasn't enough, as the memoria preserved the way it was, in essence, a stagnant pool. If it remained inactive for too long, that was in the water would eventually die out. Therefore, the IPC came up with a solution, sending Chadwick to Penacony to maintain the activity of memoria. Speculation: the technology department must have struck some sort of deal with the family. Under the family's supervision, Dr. Chadwick wandered in the dreamscape for 2 amber hours. If it weren't for you, Sir Kalis, their supervision would continue. Now he can rest. I agree, Sir Kalis. This is such a miracle. It's hard to believe he has managed to resist the IPC until now with what little consciousness remains in his memoria. I was right about him back in. He's always been a genius, Madame Herta, but he isn't always that determined. Science and technology is not good or evil. For the past hundreds of years, he has been trying to redeem himself for a thought he had when he was young. When Kalis told me about him, I thought I would finally have the chance to learn about his research. It's a pity things turned out this way. Those devices are used to maintain the vitality of the memory bubble temporarily. By turning them off, Dr. Chad will enter a peaceful slumber. Sir Kalis, let's pay our final respects to him together. Before you lies more than just a lifeless machine. It embodies a third of Cauldron Chadwick's existence. You hoped for a response from a world to the departure of the brilliant mind, yet all that lingers is a profound silence in the air. I don't know you very well, Doctor. We've known each other for a century, yet we've only met 3 times. Nevertheless, please allows me to address you as a friend. Oh, the bubble's getting smaller. I understand this may not be much of a consolation, but in my calculations, your research has the potential to save billions of lives. Regrettably, the era has slipped through our fingers like sand. Prior to the onset of the actual disaster, all we can do is pray. Pray that the discerning gaze and the knowist may turn towards the next Cauldron Chadwick. Well, should I also say something? Huh. Dr. Chadwick, although I've never met you in person, I deeply admire your intellect and research. You know, I don't usually give compliments, but our fields of study share many commonalities. Your work on theory of imaginary applications has sparked my inspiration on more than one occasion. I have to say, it's made me even, a tad jealous. It's a shame that we never had a chance to work together. From what I've heard from Screwy and that troublemaker, you've had your share of hardships in your lifetime. Rest in peace, Doc. Whew. Is it over? Well, it's a calm conclusion for Dr. Chadwick in his later years. This would account as quite a significant luxury. I never imagined I'd be bidding farewell to a fellow society member in person. It feels rather peculiar. It's a real pity. If only I had realized 2 amber eras earlier. Madame Herta? Madame Herta. Who is it? Did you all hear that voice just now? It's haunted? Calm down, both of you. I heard the voice too. Could it be the residual consciousness of Dr. Chadwick? Please come closer. It's happening in... Speculation. Dr. Chadwick's self-awareness still lingers faintly. He's making an eager effort to communicate with us. Madame Herta, Sir Kalis, let's get closer. Madame Herta. I'm listening, Doctor. If there's something else you want to say, now's the time. I'm honored. My research, my knowledge, I will leave behind. Please accept. Wait, are you saying Memoria is dissipating? Please come closer. Touch foreheads. I understand, Doctor. Herta's puppet takes a step forward, pressing her forehead against the trembling memory bubble. The memory bubble, I'm assuming, transfers the knowledge to Herta. Cauldron Chadwick. It's absolutely infuriating. He was nothing more than an ordinary person with the lifespan of just a few decades, yet he managed to achieve such an astonishing feat. Admire, I suppose you could say that, but to be honest, I'm somewhat envious and a bit jealous. At this very moment, he entrusted me with all his life's work. It appears that in the final moments of his life, Cauldron Chadwick chose to place his trust in you, Madame Herta, even though the 2 of you have never met before. The reasoning behind organic life is truly unpredictable. Nevertheless, the impulses of organic life frequently embody a grand and romantic poetry that never fails to leave me in awe. Remarkable, truly remarkable. Tens of thousands of formulas and equations are flashing through my mind right now. I never imagined there could be in such a way to analyze the problem. From imaginary overflow to imaginary implosion, from the theory to application, from a mere paper to the birth of the imaginary pulse. What did you see? I saw the final words he left behind. To Madame Herta, while I have held my position during my lifetime, given the resources of the IPC possessions, they will inevitably discover the means and techniques to reproduce the imaginary impulsion pulse. The die was cast at the moment the imaginary pulse was created. Every corner of the universe is destined to be on guard against its threats. I can't turn back time, but there's still one thing I can do. I can entrust my knowledge and technology to those who are worthy, thereby establishing the groundwork for a deterrence system robust enough to counterbalance the IPC's might. My life is nearing its conclusion, yet from this moment forward I aspire to be an unyielding blade, eternally poised above tyranny and malevolence. Good deeds a man has done. Ooh, okay. I can finally stop talking a little bit. Enter the special hotel room of the Reverie for the first time. Reverie. Witness the struggling life of a scientist. Okay, now that we have been going for a bit over what I intended to do, not that, this one. Let's go back to the Clockie machine and dump in some coins.
A few games of chess will
Because we got quite a few clockwork coins or whatever they're called. Interesting. So we're almost done, at least if this is the last level. Set of levels. So it looks like all of these are gonna be a little bit longer. So I was hoping to get all of those done today, but we've already been going for just a little bit short of 3 hours, so 20 minutes short to be exact. So I'm gonna call it there. Let's look how close we got to another 10 pull. Pretty close. Unfortunately, we didn't hit it. If I do get another 10 pull in the next 2 days, I will pull off screen and I will immediately let you all know if I get this next time I stream. And next time I stream should still be next Sunday. I don't think there's anything that would stop it. I am going on a little bit of a vacation at the end of the month, near Memorial Day, but I'll just move up my stream for that. So it's fine. But it's not quite close enough. But by, well, I'm getting by in the chat anyway, but I will be heading off. I hope everybody has a lovely day. I'll be back next Sunday. And my goal between then and now is just to finish 100%ing the last 2 maps. I hope everybody has a lovely time, and I hope everybody is excited for the next round of pulls, the next update that's coming soon. Hopefully we won't get spoiled between now and Sunday, though. Bye, everyone!